You know me better than anyone else in the world, yet you still manage to love me. You are my one true love. I promise to be your best friend, your lover, and support you when you don't like your carbonara. I want to be the guy you make dragon fruit smoothies for in the morning for the rest of our lives. I want to grow old together, travel the world with you, and to be one wolf week.
Now you, Flora?
Who's saying that I will?
I'm gonna use my phone because Dear Herman, I promise to love you as much as I love shopping and to not hold your obsession with your trainers against you. I will pause the drama TV when you want to talk to neighbors, co-workers, and your buddies, and I will not complain when you check emails on our day off together. And I promise to update my Facebook status to married by the end of the day, and in all our ups and downs, I will helpfully remind you that I am always right. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. I love you.
Okay, thank you. Do you, Herman Hoven Hutapea, take Flora Valentina Siburian as your lawfully wedded wife, to love and to hold till death do you part?
Yes, I do.
Ring first? No, I was just testing you. Do you, Flora Valentina Siburian, take Herman Hoven Hutapea as your lawfully wedded husband, to love and to hold till death do you part?
I do.
Someday I'll breathe again. I'll breathe again. I'll breathe again. I'll breathe again. Oh yeah. Is the number that comes to my head when I think of all the years I wanna be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do. And you know one of these days when I get my money right, buy you everything and show you all the finer things in life. Will forever be enough, so there ain't no need to rush. But one day I won't be able to ask you loud enough. I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry me? Sing it. Oh yeah.
Pertama-tama kami keluarga dari Flora Valentina Siburian, kami mengucapkan selamat datang kepada seluruh keluarga yang hadir pada saat ini.
First, we are from the family of Flora Valentina Siburian, want to welcome you to this ceremony and party tonight.
Dan biarlah malam ini resepsi ataupun pernikahan dari Herman Hoven Hutapea dan Flora Valentina Siburian menjadi sukacita kita semua yang hadir pada saat ini.
And I wish that the wedding party that we have tonight will be a joy for everyone of us tonight.
Dan biarlah juga kami ucapkan terima kasih kepada keluarga dari Nederland, keluarga Bapak, Ibu, dan Lai dan Ito ya. Lai panggil Lai saya, dan Ito. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih atas kehadirannya pada malam hari ini untuk pernikahan anak kami, Flora dan Herman.
We also would like to say thank you for the family from Netherlands who already flew away from far away. Yeah. I don't remember the rest.
Dan juga kepada anak kami, teman-teman semuanya yang hadir juga, kerabat yang hadir semuanya, kami ucapkan terima kasih atas kehadirannya semuanya.
We also thank you for all the friends or relatives and everyone for coming.
Yang terakhir, saya tidak panjang lebar bicara, kami menyampaikan kepada Herman dan Flora.
And the last one, I want to say to Herman and Flora.
Kami dari keluarga dari Flora, dan biarlah keluarga ini menjadi keluarga yang menjadi contoh bagi orang lain dan di sekitarnya.
I wish that this little family who just started today will be a model for other people.
Sekali lagi kami terakhir yang mengucapkan selamat bagi Flora dan Herman, dan kami dari keluarga Flora kami selalu mendukung apapun program-program kalian.
So congratulations Flora and Herman, and we from Flora's family always support every program that you have.
Terima kasih,
Thank you.
itu yang dapat kami sampaikan.
Thank you so much.
Dear Herman and Flora, congratulations on your wedding for the second time.
Kepada Flora dan Herman, selamat untuk pernikahannya yang kedua kali, perayaannya yang kedua kali.
When Herman left for Indonesia, for all those years ago, we couldn't have imagined that he would find his love of his life there.
Waktu Herman pergi dari Belanda beberapa tahun yang lalu ke Indonesia, kami tidak bisa membayangkan bahwa Herman akan menemukan cintanya di sini.
But it happened all right.
Tapi ini terjadi.
And if truth be told, you Flora are very special. And together you make a great couple.
Dan Flora sangat spesial, dan kalian berdua akan menjadi satu pasangan yang sangat spesial.
2 years ago we went to the island of Flores. Together with Herman, and also Flora came there for a weekend.
2 tahun yang lalu kami pergi ke Flores bersama juga dengan Flora.
And we got to know her quite well then.
Dan di sana kami mengenal Flora dengan lebih baik lagi.
And we were also lucky enough to have spent some time together with Herman and Flora when they came to visit us last year in Holland.
Kami juga memiliki waktu yang sangat istimewa tahun lalu waktu Herman dan Flora mengunjungi kami di Belanda.
We so love her. She's friendly, sociable, dynamic, determined, and very energetic.
Can I have that list? Okay, that's long. Where was it? Okay. Kami sangat mencintai Flora. Dia sangat ramah, orang yang mudah bergaul, sangat dinamis, sangat keinginannya kuat, dan sangat energetik.
But most important, with a simple Herman Hoven, she can put him in his place.
Dan yang paling
I like very much. Yeah.
Dan yang paling penting adalah dia bisa, how do you say that? Bisa menempatkan, ya mengontrol Herman, atau menempatkan Herman pada tempatnya, gitu ya.
They are a great match.
Mereka adalah pasangan yang sangat luar biasa.
The only downside is the fact that she, as a good teacher, hasn't been able yet to teach Indonesian to Herman.
Satu hal yang saya ragukan adalah Flora adalah guru yang hebat, tapi belum bisa mengajarkan bahasa Indonesia kepada Herman.
But then again, he is not really an easy-going student.
Tapi dia juga bukan adalah murid yang mudah.
What we can tell you about Herman?
Apa yang kami bisa katakan kepada kalian tentang Herman?
He always steers his own course, and making him adjust, it's a very difficult task.
Dia bisa melakukan hal-hal yang sangat sulit. Dia bisa mengerjakan hal-hal yang sangat sulit.
That's why he ended up doing what he does so well as far as his job is concerned.
Itu kenapa Herman bisa melakukan sampai sejauh ini pekerjaannya dengan baik.
He has a great adaptability, and at the same, he is very independent.
Dia punya kemampuan untuk beradaptasi yang sangat cepat, dan dia juga sangat independen, sangat mandiri.
Besides that, he's always curious to know about what's going on in the world.
Dia juga sangat ingin tahu dengan apa yang terjadi di dunia ini.
First of all, about football, of course.
Iya.
He is a sportsman.
Dan terutama tentang sepak bola.
But also about economy and politics.
Juga tentang ekonomi, tentang politik.
His slogan is, "The world is a village, and money there is to be spent."
Slogannya Herman adalah dunia ini adalah sebuah desa dan uang adalah untuk dihabiskan.
Herman has a big heart, and he is very faithful to his friends and his family.
Herman memiliki hati yang sangat besar dan dia sangat setia kepada teman-temannya dan keluarganya.
He enjoys life to the fullest, but is also capable of working hard, really hard.
Dia sangat menikmati hidupnya dengan sangat baik, tapi dia juga bekerja keras untuk hidupnya.
Dear beloved, we wish you a great marriage, a good life, and God blessings to you.
Kepada kedua anak kami yang tersayang, kami mendoakan pernikahan yang istimewa, yang luar biasa, kehidupan yang baik, dan berkat Tuhan untuk kalian berdua.
Now we are retired, Hans and Nick. We can clean up the house a little bit. And so I found something, and I thought I throw it away because no one will get this. But sometime I heard a yell from far away, and he said, "No, no, no! Don't throw it away." So I brought it with us, and I gave it to him. There's another one, but I couldn't find it in the second-hand store. But this one I give to you.
Jadi kami sudah pensiun dan kami membersihkan rumah sedikit-sedikit, tapi kadang Herman berkata jangan dibuang, jangan dibuang. Jadi malam hari ini saya membawakan sesuatu yang sangat istimewa untuk Herman, yang adalah sebuah mug yang bergambarkan pemain sepak bola.
I've had this since I think 1988. It's a mug with Marco van Basten.
Saya memiliki gelas ini dari tahun 1988 dan ini adalah Marco van Basten. Oke.
Flora, we were very happy to meet you. You were here September. You were in Holland in September, and the first thing we all noticed that it was like you were there always. It was like we known you for a very long time, and the kids they really love you, and it was really nice to see how well you know Herman, and how much you love him, and also how you put him in his place sometimes, or just tell him what to do. So that was really nice. And Herman, you are really gifted. Sometimes you think you may think you don't, but you are really gifted in a lot of ways. You're really talented in all the sports that you do. You don't like to practice that much, but you don't need to really, because it always goes well. And that's something. Everything seems easygoing with you, and that's really beautiful because everything is easygoing being with you. So the party, even though every detail is there, it's still easygoing. And sometimes you also easily get into trouble, or not really big trouble, but some troubles, or forgetting things all over the world. I think the world is full of your belongings here and there. some important, some not so important. But the gift you have is really to bring people together and to make life a party. And I think that's what you teach us. And I'm really grateful for that. And we really miss you in Holland. But thankfully, we live in the time. In this time, there is FaceTime, and there we can Skype. So you feel really close. I have a present for you, Flora. This is to rest upon. And I was telling your men's of honor, I was telling you, oh, this is really to rest for Flora when you are making her dinner and you are and you are really spoiling her. So please open it up and you can think of us then. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Boleh Flora dikasih lihat ke tamu-tamunya. So that is a present from Herman's sister to Flora and Herman, from all of the family. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so for the next speech, I would like to.
Yeah, I'll come to the front. My name is Eric, for those of you who don't know me. Herman and I have been friends for a long time. Also, the three of us have been friends for a long time. In true Herman fashion, he asked us to be his best man about 1 week ago. But we bought our matching shirts yesterday, so I think we're good to go. So you have to forgive me for reading from the text, but I'm not a very natural speaker, so I'll do it this way. I hope you forgive me. So Herman and I have been friends for almost our entire lives. We first met on our first day of primary school in 1987. In the Netherlands, you start primary school after your first birthday, and as ours were just before the summer break, we had a trial day just before the holidays started. We're born only 4 days apart, so pretty much the same age, and it was on the same day. Or at least, this is how I always remembered it. But as I'm sure Herman will confirm, my memory tends to sometimes lead a life of its own. And when I discussed this trial day with my mother, she had absolutely no memory of it, so apparently it never happened. I don't know if money can confirm it or not, but no idea. Did we have a trial day before the school holidays, or did I completely make that up? Apparently I made it up. In any case, if this is really just a figment of my imagination, we would have met on the first day of the following school year, which would have been September 1st, 1987. That's almost 31 years ago. Which means that we're past getting old. We're officially just old. Many probably not recognize him with hair. It's been a while. But in every single picture of all my childhood birthday parties, Herman's there. And in almost every one of the annual school photographs, Herman is sitting right next to me. He's been one of my best friends for as long as I can remember. I'll pass it on to Jeroen.
I have my own microphone. Yeah, we're going to go back and forward a little bit. And to be honest,
it's going to be a long night.
Yes, so stay put. It's pretty damn scary to stand there. I do a little bit of speeching every once in a while, but it's still 140 people and your best friend getting married. It is a little bit scary, but I'm going to do it anyway. And this also leads me a little bit into how I got to know Herman, which was also, for me, pretty damn scary. Because I just moved houses. I moved into a new street, no friends, so I had to make new friends. So I thought, what can you do? Well, just ring your neighbor's doorbell and ask if Herman is present there, and see if he wants to come out and play. I think he hesitated a little bit, but did it anyway. And after that, also we should have met at some point. Herman and I might do everything a little bit impulsive every once in a while. And sometimes, right? Sometimes. So we impulsively thought it was a good idea to get carnival tickets. And, well, this guy had carnival tickets because he was passing around the carnival newspaper, something. So we rang the doorbell of Eric, and that's how we three met. So I have two little stories about what Herman and me did in the teenage years. We told you it was going to be a long night. So first story is we rode our bike everywhere. We rode our bike to all kinds of new places. Then the villages were still his village. And we rode our bike to the horseback riding farm where we both met our first loves. First love, sorry, Flora. I'll come back to that later. Well, at least mine. And another great idea of Herman and me was that one day we rode to Egmond, which is 50 kilometers away. Close. And we thought it was a great idea to do plucking of the tulip balls as a holiday job. You still remember? No, we never did it. It was a great plan. Impulsively decided that we should do that. We had to start at 7 o'clock in the morning, which meant that we had to ride our bikes for 2.5 hours before, which our parents decided wasn't the greatest idea in the world. So we never did that. So, passing out of our teenage years.
Yeah, so I think after that comes a central theme that's always connected Herman and myself, which is traveling. During high school, Herman and I made plans to go traveling after we graduated, after becoming inspired by Marieke, who went to Australia with friends, and then Herman and I decided that was also for us. Unfortunately, I wasn't the best student. Puberty hit in hard, and I failed a year, so I made Herman wait for me until we could finally go traveling. I think we left for Australia and New Zealand on October 16th, 2001. And I think every year or every other year, one of us sends the other a text saying, do you remember what we did this day a long time ago? Yeah. For two 18-year-olds who had not traveled much up until then, this was by far the greatest adventure we'd ever been on. And I think for me personally, and I think this also would apply to you, this was a deciding moment in my life. The trip gave me a glimpse of what is out there, and it sparked the urge to explore as much of it as possible. I think this urge and sense of adventure is something that Herman and I have shared since then. To just give you an anecdote from one of our other memorable trips, we once hired motorbikes and rode through the northeast of Vietnam for a week. I had no idea how to ride a motorbike. I don't think Herman really knew either, but yeah, we didn't look very long. We bluffed our way through the hiring process, got some motorbikes and went on our way. It took me until the third day of the trip to figure out how to shift gears. It was a very, very slow trip. It was cool. There were extremely hot days. There were days where we could hardly see anything because of the rain. Most of the time we did not have any real clue of what we were doing. We nearly killed ourselves on several occasions. Sorry, money. But we had a great time in the process. And I think this approach to life is something that Herman, Jeroen, and myself share. The concept that something might be unattainable is not something that comes very natural to us. We kind of just do things because they seem fun, and then we deal with all the practical details later. And it's been pretty good so far.
Yes, next part again. Still put? Yeah, so the thing we never done before was attending a Grand Prix, especially not a Grand Prix at night. So what happened is that Herman already was brave enough to move abroad. Was living in Thailand, and my current formal relationship was about to end. And at some point he was chatting with me, and he said, "You know what? I just bought Grand Prix tickets. You're gonna come? It's in 2-3 weeks." And I said, "Yes. What the hell? Let's just do that." So we went to the first Grand Prix because we never did that before. It was a good idea to go to a Grand Prix. We did some road tripping. There were incidents and accidents. We did some more road tripping and had a great party time over there. Speaking of which also was a little bit of a party time, was the day that my second love was about to, or just ended. And this is what really justifies Herman as a friend. This is the important part. Because when Herman needs to be there, he is there. And this was a moment for me that I really needed a friend. We were almost 30 years old, and we've never been to Ibiza. My love just ended, and I said, let's go to Ibiza. 2 days later, we were in a train. And
long train ride.
I mean, a plane. Plain. So us in Ibiza, my love sickness just became a little bit like a faded silhouette. We had a great trip in Ibiza. I don't know how to wrap this story up, but it was a great, great party weekend.
All right. So I'll just take us back a little bit longer. So after we came back from our trip to Australia and New Zealand, I moved to Amsterdam, and that city is a beautiful city, as many of you know, and it's been home to me ever since. I think Herman's called many different places home since then. If I did this off the top of my head, but I think you've lived since Australia and New Zealand, you've lived in Austria, the US, Thailand, and Indonesia. I don't know if I missed anything. Still a pretty impressive list. There was a period in between Thailand and Indonesia where you lived in Amsterdam, and I loved that period. It was really nice having our best friend around, since we typically only saw you a few times every year in the years before that. But despite the fact that he was not always around physically, he's always been there for me when I needed him. It's a very similar story to Jeroen's. We should have really coordinated this. But when I broke up with an ex-girlfriend, this was 3 days before he was meant to move to Thailand. He dropped everything he was doing. I'm sure he had other things to prepare for his trip, but instead he immediately took a train to my house and stayed there for the next 2 days. Took me to the Paradiso, showed me a good night out, and after a few days everything was good again. And that's the kind of friend you need, I can tell you. Also, before he left the country, he called some of our friends. I think Jure, I don't know where you are, but I think you were one of the friends there. You were specifically instructed to look after me while he was gone. Which was probably for the best, yeah. But, to be honest, having him around, also not that great. He has a very special talent at disrupting things. He showed up at my doorstep expecting a place to crash for the night very regularly. He persuaded me to see countless concerts on Tuesdays and Wednesdays nights when I probably should have gone to bed sometime before 6 o'clock in the morning. And I wanted to share a nice anecdote which provides an insight into Herman's mind. And I've also told this on the bus when we were at the bachelor party. It's a story of legends. I still tell it very often. So Herman once called me in the middle of the night asking for a place to stay, which is not that uncommon. So I said fine. I had to work in the morning. I think he only had to work in the afternoon, so no worries. I went to work. Herman got up for breakfast, went to the supermarket, and broke the key, locking it in the process. So he couldn't get in anymore. But I think his work clothes and his phone were inside, so he's desperate to get in. This is how Herman's mind works. He saw some roadworks with a big excavator, one of those digging machines, and he immediately thought, that's it, that's my way in. So he asked the crew to put him in the front of the excavator, lift him up to the second floor, and borrowed a shovel, pried open my window, got in, called a locksmith, and went to work. And he just casually texted me that there's a new key waiting for me at the bar to pick up. And to me, this exemplifies Herman to a T. He just sees the excavator and simply sees an opportunity. Nothing more, nothing less. I think the best and the worst thing about this, also something that Marika hinted at, is that he almost always gets away with this crazy stuff. As I said before, I loved having him around in Amsterdam, but I also knew very well that it was not the right place for him at that time. I've always thought his sense of adventure was simply much stronger than his sense of belonging. That's why it makes me very happy to know that he has Flora, who has clearly made Bali a real home for him. True love is ultimately all we need in life to be happy, and although we miss him, it makes me very happy to know that he's found love and a home.
So hi everyone, my name is Nita, and this is Hannah. Yeah, we all at the same size. We don't understand why. Like when we live in the house, and then we realized that we have the same size, and we have a guest who's very tall. Like when Herman came, we're like, ooh, so tall. Okay, yeah. So I know Flora actually from the university. We went to the same university, but I'm junior. So they are the seniors, and they're the seniors, so I didn't talk to them. They were really like, oh, okay, I don't talk to the seniors. Until I moved to Bali, 2010, I guess, and then we met 2011 in your first workplace. Still, she didn't talk to me. Okay, so then, okay, I'm just a junior, so I don't talk to her. until we moved to the place where we're working now, and we've been friends for 6 years, I guess. They said 7 years and it goes forever, so 1 more year. Yeah, so Flora is an amazing girl. I never know that our friendship will last this long. Flora knew almost like everything about me, all my ups and all my downs. And she's very outspoken, but she's super wise. There was one time in my life that I stumble and fall and stumble and fall. But every time I cried, every time I broken-hearted, Flora will create a party for me, take me to Ubud or take me to Amet or take me everywhere in Bali and just like, come on, you have to move on and be happy. The next time, I'm broken-hearted again, and Flora will do that again. Then Flora said, till when should I do this to you? Like every year, she said. But she said something that touched me so much, that she said, Nita, whatever your decision, is your decision. You're an adult, you take it. If we have to do it again next year, we'll do it again. I still love you. And that moment, I feel like I have a friend in her, and like that's a true friend that I have about her. So wish Flora and Herman. Herman is a great guy, and you're lucky to have her heart and to have her as your wife. You really do.
I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry me? And if I lost everything in my heart, it means nothing. 'Cause I have you, girl, I have you. To get right down on bended knee, nothing else would ever be better. The day when I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry me? I'll say, will you marry me? I swear that I will mean it. I say, will you marry? And would you do it, baby? Got me singing. Got me singing. Would you marry me, baby? 105 is the number that comes to my head when I think of all the years I wanna be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do.